SkyPi news. So I am on with Amber, which she finally got Discord downloaded, so she doesn't have to do it through the browser anymore.
No promises it'll work any better than the last
So the
one.
quality is a little bit better. It's still a bit compressed, even though we've got some pretty good upload speed here. But anyway, so we need to talk about this volcano that has just totally covered like all of the news, you know, even weather news that's been erupting in the Canary Islands off the coast of Africa. And
yeah, I've decided I'm ready to go visit the Canary Islands.
oh yeah, that place, it looks almost as good as Hawaii over there, like that.
It's all volcanoes if you zoom in on Google Earth.
Oh yeah, we'll definitely be taking a look at that. So, and there's been lots of flooding around. So we got flooding over in Richmond, Virginia. That happened last week, just before we streamed. And so I'm pretty sure it was on the interstate that I drove on when I went to go visit my buddy Cole over there in Virginia. And then Tuscaloosa also got flooding, and another town in Indiana. I forget. You're the one that picked it out. I forget which city it was. We'll cover it. And then
big flooding.
Yeah,
big flooding.
Then Virginia also had a meteorite explode overhead. It was cloudy, so I don't think anyone ever got footage of it. Did you ever see anything of it?
Nope, just reports of loud bangs. I want that to happen here. Let's have
yes, but there is still definitely other things for us to look at. So, including maybe some of my old dash cam footage. Might have to pull that up here. I just thought about that right now. It might take a second to pull it up, but you know, we'll get to that in a bit. So anyway, let's pull up the live stream and just take a look at it. So how did you find this live stream, Amber?
Every time there's a volcano, so our folks have been watching the live stream in Iceland since March this year. They're like, you have to watch the live stream. So I finally was like, this volcano's only been going for a couple days. Maybe there's a live stream. So sure enough, I've been watching this all day. And you should put the link there in the comments, because the sound of this is just unbelievable. It just sits there and rumbles and roars.
This is mesmerizing. My goodness.
Yeah, and you kind of watch in the middle. It's like you almost forget it's all molten rock. It kind of feels like fireworks going off in the sky, and then you see like the real fire in the center just bubbling up, and then it just explodes. Yeah. So I was listening to a local who does a daily vlog about it, and he said they're concerned it could get bigger. It could go on for months. The Iceland one, I was looking back at dates of March and April when Iceland erupted, and there's still a live cam up for Iceland.
Oh, that's neat.
So how many months is that? 6, 7?
Yeah, something like that. So anyway,
and Hawaii was like 6, 7, 8, 9 months, something like that too. So
yeah, so if you guys want to go watch that live stream and just have it up while you watch this, if you have a second screen, that would be great. Oh, Storm Chasing Fan, did you get your silver play button yet? Actually, yeah, I don't think I've ever shown that on camera. Okay, yes, sorry.
The silver, I don't even know what this is. What are you talking about?
I feel so bad because the box is propping up my light over here, or just elevating it so the light.
You even stopped the lava live stream. You could have kept that going. I would have still been mesmerized.
Yeah, this is the play button. It took a while to get. I finally had to send them an email to get the silver play button, and this is nice. I think I like this one better than the first one. The first one that I got from the Cubing channel. There it is, more pie. Yep.
Well, you still have the volcano full screen, so it's like...
right. Let's fix that.
The volcano's pretty cool. I don't know about a silver play button.
There we go. Now you can see it better. So, for passing one.
Well, how did you earn that? I only have 10,000 subscribers, so I don't know how you earn these things.
You got to start working on your YouTube channel. But then again, of course, this is kind of ours. If this ever brings in any money, if you guys have noticed, I haven't been running ads on here because I want to just have fun with it while I work on building up the audience. So
asked
Enjoy
if
that.
the volcano is Yellowstone.
No, this is like on the other side of the planet from Yellowstone.
We were born and raised in the same state as Yellowstone, so Yellowstone is we like Yellowstone.
Yeah, so this was really interesting that there is a video here where they were talking about, oh, there's something happening here. So there's this video here. I'll scrub through it, and so they're talking about it. They're doing all of this maintenance. This is uploaded on September 19th. So this would have been this posted
hours.
Like
hours.
Yeah, around the same time.
The most active volcano.
And let me mute it. And so they're doing drone work here. So if you guys want to check it out, it's kind of interesting that these people knew it was coming. I mean, this is basically like the volcanoes in Hawaii. They just know it's about to happen. And
I was super impressed by that when I went through that video. It because it started erupting on the 19th. I don't know if it happened. I can't remember if they said it happened in the evening. But the one eyewitness said it was just kind of cloudy that day, and he said, I heard what sounded like a thunderstorm in the distance. And then he saw a plume of smoke, and he started running around his neighbor saying, volcano, volcano, volcano eruption. And at that point, you don't know how big it's going to be, where is it explosive? Is there going to be an ash cloud that kills you? Yeah. But I hadn't heard how on top of it they were, and how many, they said, like a whole week of earthquakes. Prior
so
to this,
there was something going on beneath the earth before they did this. So we found this great synopsis of the whole volcano. This is from the Smithsonian Institute, the Global Volcanism Program. That's like a really cool name. How would you like to work for that department?
I mean, anytime you use words like seismicity, seismology, like there's cool words as part of volcanology.
Yeah. So go ahead and start reading this article here so that we can give people
An eruption began at La Palma. Now, when I first heard it hit the news, they were just saying an island, the Canary Islands off the coast of Spain. And I was like, I know where Spain is. And then they started talking about off the coast of Africa. It was like, is it 2 volcanoes? Like, where is this place? Spain isn't near Africa. Well, the Canary Islands are near Africa, and I guess they're owned by Spain. So,
yeah.
But the actual island is called La Palma.
La Palma.
And
actually, let's take a quick little... You discovered this today, that this is actually where the observatory's time lapse that I shared, what was that, just last week?
Last week, yeah, if you're a regular and you watched at the very end of last SkyPi, he sent you a link to watch this amazing time lapse of the stars going in front of these massive mirrored telescopes and observatories. And I was like, where's La Palma? I want to see. And bloop, it brought me in, and it showed a little bubble, and it showed your observatories on that little bubble. I was like, hey,
yeah,
that's exactly what Pi showed me last week.
I know, right? Like, I mean, this video was posted a couple of years ago, but sure enough, this is like on La Palma here. Like, I didn't even recognize the name, even though it's right there in the title. And so I thought this was a really cool time lapse. So if you guys haven't seen this, totally check it out. But yeah, so now the volcano that this thing was sitting on top of, I mean, it makes sense. I mean, an active volcano is probably the tallest mountain around to put observatories on, but that was
while I go through this article, you should pull up some Google Maps, just showing. I was so impressed on how steep the sides of the cliffs are and how tall the mountain really is. Like, there's some pictures that it just towers above it. But anyway, they said after a week of intensifying seismicity, there's one of those words, that showed the hypocenters becoming shallower and moving northwest, a significant related inflation during the 17th to 18th September, which is how they say it in other countries. They put the dates first. The steering committee reviewed mitigation, evacuation, and emergency plans. So they knew that something was coming, like you said. Helicopters and drone overflights were conducted in the area. Here's the crazy part. They can sit there with all these instruments know something's going to happen, but they have zero idea
Yeah.
where the lava's going to crack
Like,
the
look at
surface.
this. Like, you can see just different, what are they called? Calderas? Where different mounds where other eruptions have taken place. And they just look like warts all over the side of this mountain here. So, yeah, it's just like, who do you tell to evacuate? Because you have villages over on this side, and over here, there's banana plantations all over this island.
I think they just told the whole island, yellow alert, be on alert. We don't know where it's going to open up. It's been 50 years, they said,
This one.
since it's erupted. Whoa, that's a massive. That one was right on the ocean.
How would you like to live in this neighborhood? Right in the crater.
Okay, if any of you are crazy enough to live on a volcano, don't live in the crater.
It's trying to generate 3D buildings.
But that's just nuts. So I think when they're active, they're called fissures. Or at least in Hawaii, they were called fissures. But that was a whole line.
This one is a fissure too. That is when a line does open up that it starts popping out of. So
as far as I can tell, it's just like one fountain on the live streams, but it's hard to tell when you're. Maybe this article will say more about that. But on the 19th, so your video that you just showed, Pi, was on the 19th. On 19th September, an eruption began in the area of Cabeza de Vaca. Now it's Spanish. It's really pronounce that better. In the municipality of El Paso. Observers near the eruption site observed a large explosion that ejected material and produced a gas and ash plume. That's interesting, because I would have thought it was lava right away. Volcanic
yeah, no, this
tremor.
one's a bit more explosive from what I heard than Hawaii's, so.
Freaky. Volcanic tremor. Well, yeah, Hawaii has some decent fountains, too. The tremor was recorded by the here, I can't even pronounce the words. Seismic network. Two 200-meter-long fissures aligned north and south, opening about 200 meters apart. Scientists observed 7 vents along the fissures during the initial stage of the eruption. So it just goes bam! And then it, I guess, immediately turns into lava fountains. Multiple tall lava fountains fed the flows downslope to the west, igniting forest fires. Photos and videos posted by the IGN show multiple pulsating fountains fanning out from parts of the fissure. Ash plumes rose 1.5 kilometers and gas pulsating fountains fanning out from parts of the fissure. Ash plumes rose to 1.5 kilometers and gas plumes rose to 3 kilometers. I mean, not only do you have to worry about your house slowly burning down, I was thinking today, like, this has to be the slowest natural disaster on Earth is a lava flow.
I know, right? Everything else happens so fast. I mean, this is even slower than a hurricane. I mean, it can be a week before the lava gets to your house, and, like...
And even then, you could just stand there and watch it slowly creep
I don't think it's
down the
even
road.
reached the ocean yet.
It hasn't. And today I heard a report saying they're not even sure if it will, which is interesting to me. Like, does it have to fill up a big lake to get there first? Or, but they're having daily reports of how long it's going to take to get
Go
to
ahead
the
and keep
ocean.
reading it. I want to show the rest of this lava flow as the article progresses.
All right. So let's see. About 5,500 people evacuated with no injuries. Heard today there's no deaths. As of today, 399 homes were burned. The La Palma airport briefly closed. Livestock were evacuated. Education centers were closed along the sections of multiple highways. So on top of all of this, I saw videos of like people trying to evacuate. They know they're losing everything in their house, so they're packing their washing machines and their dryers and their like when you think of evacuating.
I guess if you have the time.
Yeah, you have the time, and maybe that's all you saved up your life to have a washing machine. I don't know. But you know it's all gonna burn, so you might as well pack it. It's really interesting. A map produced on September 20th in partnership with the Nericus Emergency Management Services showed that the main part of the lava flow had traveled more than 3 kilometers, and another branch extended 1.5 kilometers. So,
Yeah, so
here's the other thing: you don't know where the lava's going to
yeah,
go.
because here the next day, boop, it just goes around this. I'm pretty sure it's a caldera. I think that's what they're called. And it just kind of
Probably
starts flowing.
ice hill.
This was on the 20th, so this this lava flow is a bit outdated at this point, but
Well, that's where on the article I'm reading. So that must be a tall hill, which you don't think about. Maybe I should live on a hill so the lava goes around my house. I don't know.
Let me pull up the 3D version of it. This is
The
a
flows
really cool
covered about
website.
1 square kilometer and destroyed 166 homes on the 20th. And they talk about how high the ash plumes got.
There we go. So
Let's see.
Yeah, so if you, looks like at least on the 20th, that if you lived right there, you were spared. Or even this. Is this a upper slope too?
There's some weird shots where there's like one house that
like a
didn't
hill.
burn down. It's like lava touched the house,
Well,
but
yeah,
the house did not.
they're probably just on a slightly higher slope. So
And the lava was slightly cooled when it started running into the house, so it didn't instantly burn the house down. It's fascinating.
oh yeah.
But
I
then
wonder if this is
how do
that
you
house.
Yeah.
There it is.
How do you get
there it
to
is.
that
There's
house?
that one house. Jeez.
The roads are gone. Like, you can't get to it. You'd have to helicopter in and out.
Well, eventually they'd have to just add like a gravel road to it over top of the obsidian. I don't think it's obsidian. I think obsidian cools rapidly, and so
It's like shiny.
Mhm.
Pumice?
Pumice.
is
Yeah,
a
there we
lightweight.
go. That's it. Pumice.
We have a geologist dad who should be on right now and correct us in our geology terms.
Mhm.
The other sad part is it survives today, but if this lava flow continues for the next 6 months, will it survive the next 6 months? Like, more and more lava piles up. So, well, they're on day 5 today, going on day 6, and sometimes the live stream just looks like a cloud of smoke. You can see it better at nighttime, but
Yeah, here's the live. Here is from the observatory that, from that time lapse film. Here's a quick little time lapse of it. So it's not like a huge massive plume. It's just like a little fountain of smoke. It just
yeah, they're pretty. That's a tall mountain that observatory's on. We should look up the elevation straight out of sea level and then whee.
Oh, sure. Yeah, I
That's-
can just do that on Google Earth here in a second.
That's gotta be so impressive too. I mean, and if you do listen to the sound,
Is this
just envision listening to that all night long while you're trying to sleep. But almost.
Okay, this is a super long link. Sorry, guys. Hopefully YouTube will. Nope. It's not. I don't.
A mile long.
Why on earth is? Can I delete part of it so that I can share it with you? I've never used Bitly before, but maybe if I delete this part, will it work? Hey, there we go. Oh, okay, come back. Okay, there. That link works if you guys want to check out that time lapse in full screen. So, anyway, hey Contrablast, it's going pretty good over here. How about yourself? And will you be seeing a lunar eclipse on November 19th? Ooh, we might have to.
Yeah, thanks for telling us the date. We had that debate last week. Is there lunar eclipse coming up? Oftentimes it's like 10 degrees here in Colorado when a lunar eclipse happens in November. So
yes, I've
or it
had
happens
many
at
of
like
nights
3 in the morning.
I've stayed up all night quite a bit for lunar eclipses in the past. So now I just basically do photos and that's it. Just because I've done it so much.
And then we've done, like, we stayed up till like 3 in the morning and then we get up 2 hours, 4 hours later and go skiing. That's a great day. I highly recommend getting a full night's sleep before going skiing. But
So I tried looking on Go16 to see if we could see the eruption on here. Though this is the Mesosat satellite that gives a better view out east of here. So here it is. Here's little La Palma out there. So the resolution's not that great. So this is from the 19th. So there's not
we
really.
almost have to take the lines off. Whee!
Yeah, there's not really anything to see. I mean, the smoke just kind of looks like some of the clouds. However, if I switch
It's kind of dark.
to... Where is
Go
it?
back 12 hours.
Where is it?
Go 16 is a favorite, by the way.
This
It's
is
on-
Mesosat 11.
Oh, I'm sorry. It is not Colorado State, which is ramb.coloradostate.edu, which I share with friends all the time because it's pretty close to live. It's about 2 hours behind, is my guess. But you can see the sun come up and set. You can get some depth as the sun goes around the curvature of the Earth.
All right, so I added the the natural color fire overlay on here, and I think this is just infrared. So oh, there. Okay, there's the frame. There it is. One little red blip. Blip. We can go a little bit farther into the night. Let's set this to hour 20, and let's go just a little bit farther. If it loads, this website gets overloaded so fast, but you can clearly see a little red dot there. So and that's all the farther I can zoom in, so I can't really show it to you. It'd be kind of interesting to take a look at it from today. Let's see if we can see anything going on now.
Yeah, as of 24 hours ago, they were worried it was getting a little bigger like 2 days ago.
You can still definitely see it right now in the last hour.
I remember the Hawaii fissures and just being amazed at how tall the cones get that the lava comes out of. I mean, we're talking rock building islands, right? But they said it was hundreds of feet tall. Like you have a flat ground and then within days it becomes this 100-foot tall cone. That's cool. It even kind of shows you where the fountain is there.
So eventually it's just, I'm under it. It goes, so at least on the 20th, it was halfway to the ocean. So, and it's just gonna totally cover. Man, these people must have the best views, and it's just like, it must be so expensive to live there too. And
well, best views. But one of the locals was saying today, our mayor or whoever it is wants people to know we are not a show. We are not here just for the camera operators. They said sometimes people come in, they offer to help people evacuate, but then they help for like 10 minutes and then film the rest of the time, and then they take the footage and sell it without permission from the people. And they're like, people's lives are affected here, so they were begging people to not come and just film. But how can you not gawk at footage like this? Like, when I saw this footage you're putting up now, this is someone's swimming pool turned into a boiling cauldron of water.
Yeah, I was looking on the map there. It looked like quite a few people had swimming pools, so that's just
I think
nuts.
the house is already gone in this picture when I was looking at it.
You guys got to watch the rest of that video there. I just posted it in the chat, so this whole thing...
It eventually gets into like a city water plant or something where that thing is just, right there is turning over into a steaming cauldron. And it go a few more frames. It eventually the drone gets lower and you can just see, it looks like they have dry ice in a Halloween cauldron. But again, there's nothing to stop it. Our little sis, I was showing her some footage today and she was like, why can't the people stop it?
Stop the
lava?
It's a
volcano. Nothing can stop the lava.
No, okay. You can stop a lava flow. There is landscaping that you could do to steer a flow. The problem is you need a lot more time.
Built a mountain in the way, maybe.
Yeah, and if you're living on a volcano anyway, like I'm sure a lot of people have insurance, so...
Yeah, the video of the day it erupted, and they were warning people it could erupt. One of the store owners there was saying they told us to get our IDs, our insurance cards, pack up everything like hours before the eruption happened. So, But when you put a swimming pool in, you never think it's going to become a boiling pot of water.
Yeah. Right. So
sad.
let's look at some of the history of this island here. This website, here we go, has some more
global volcanism program.
Yeah, the general information here, because we've got this. Because when I first looked at this on Google Earth, like I saw all this active stuff over here, but over here there's this giant ridge where there's just this massive, like, looks like a huge crater that has been slowly eroded away over the millennia. So I'm gonna pull up the article here and I'll give it a read this time. So it says that a 47-kilometer-long wedge-shaped island of La Palma, the northwestmost of the Canary Islands, is composed of two large volcanic centers. The older northern one is cut by a massive, steep-walled caldera. Ha! I did get it right. Tabarenente? Not sure if that's the name, or that thing right there. One of several massive collapse scars produced by edifice failure to the southwest. So I'm guessing, yeah, this is southwest here. The younger Cumbri the Viaja. I mean, here we go. So
we should have guest.
Yeah, I should get my buddy Roly Poly on here to read these articles for me.
Roly Poly or guest Pi Dad to get on here.
Yeah, Roly, if you're watching, you feel free to call me on Discord. But I don't think he is. So the southern volcano is one of the most active Canaries. The elongated volcano dates back to 125 years ago and is oriented north-south, yeah. Eruptions during the past 7 years have formed abundant cinder cones and craters along the axis of Cumbri Viaja, producing fissure-fed lava flows that descend steeply into the sea. Okay, so this is definitely not abnormal at all. Yeah.
And why do people build on these things?
I mean, hey, if it's a second house, if it's a vacation hole... I mean, if I have another, if I had another family member, for example, that gives affordable rent, and I wanted to buy a house, for example, then I would be more likely to buy one that's more closer to firefighters.
I already said that once. It looks spectacular. But yeah, I mean, that whole ridge line just looks like death cauldron, death cauldron, death cauldron, death cauldron.
Anyway, so eruptions recorded in the 15th century have produced mild explosive activity and lava flows that damaged populated areas. The southern tip of the island is mantled by broad lava fields in place during the 1677 and 78 eruption. Lava flows also reached the sea in 1585, 1646, yada yada. And so, yeah, so there's La Palma. So that's where those beautiful, gigantic telescopes are placed on here. Where is the observatory? Is this it? It's probably up on top of this one.
Yeah, it was on the tallest point.
Yeah, here we go. This is totally them. Ooh, they even have 3D models on here on Google Earth.
Man, it's massive.
Okay, so the elevation here is about 7,800 feet. So is that about our elevation in Colorado Springs?
Yeah, we're about 6,800 in Colorado Springs. So from the ocean to the top of the mountain, that is a big island. So
wow, look at
we
this
can see
view.
Pikes Peak.
Oh,
so
I would love to go visit there.
Live there. Yeah. So Pikes Peak is 8,000 feet taller than we are, Pi. Mm-hmm. And this is almost 8,000 straight out of the ocean. So if you're at the ocean looking up at this observatory, it'd be as high as Pikes Peak looks to us today.
Gotcha. Oh, they don't have any.
And it'd probably be it'd be equivalent to climbing Pikes Peak. Probably
there they are. Here. Oh, they got Oh, there's the giant telescopes. They got them modeled on Google Earth. Ah!
Makes you wonder why La Palma. It probably is probably one of the tallest mountains
Yeah.
up in the islands, out in the middle of the ocean.
That-
but
Yeah, that's
why
what I was
Spain?
saying.
Like, did
Oops.
Spain just decide one day to build those?
Now it's dark. Whee!
Well, I'm not on Google Earth enough. You're having way too much fun there.
Got to get you a PC. Well, but then again, it's all built into the web browser now, so.
I like my Mac. What can I say? Yeah, a couple of these people watching. One of them said, "Yeah, people will build stuff on anything." It's true. We could say all day long that. Why do people build here? They'll just build there because, well, it's like Pi just said, it's for the view. Pi would build his house next to those
place
observatories.
just looks awesome. Like, and to be able to live so close to like lava flows where I could like fly my drone over. Like even if my house gets destroyed, I'd be like, well, I mean, yeah, I knew the risks. Like, I mean, I would make sure to have hard drives backed up in 2 different locations. That's for sure. Should probably do that anyway.
Rocco says there's a town in Peru that's 3 miles above sea level. It's like on the edge of a mountain. So you're at the ocean and then 3 miles straight up above sea level. That's insane. That's like Alaska. Yeah, Peru has some crazy mountains out of there. So someday I want to see Alaska. I want to see Mount McKinley, which is not called Mount McKinley anymore. It was recently renamed, but that's like 23,000 feet straight out of the ocean.
Wow.
And most of the time, I think it's in the clouds, so you can't even see it from the ocean. But
all right,
I digress. Move on.
214 milliseconds said, I think that's what you're standing for. Anyway, have I ever upgraded my GPU from a 1080? I tried. I took Linus's advice and I sold my graphics cards, and I have 2 because I have a work computer and a gaming computer, and I sold them both like before and after the new GPUs launching in anticipation of the prices going down. Yeah, so I am now on a 1070 Ti and a 970.
But it took you a while to get there. Didn't it take you an overnighter or 2? Standing out in the freezing cold.
Yeah, I tried to wait outside at a micro center, and that was a bust. And so I just decided, my brother Jagubi, he sold me his old graphics card, and then I found some gracious soul that sold me another 970 for more than what I paid, but it was only like $20 more. Anyway. Did I ever see the Northern Lights? Yes, I have seen the Northern Lights when I used to live in Montana.
They also want to know if you found your drone. Someone has to ask.
No, I still
each week if you found your drone.
I might go out in January when a lot of the shrubbery gets broken down.
Destroyed by a Columbine.
Oh, undoubtedly. All right. Well,
not the flower. A big.
Let's take a look at some of the flooding that's been going on lately.
Yeah, what's up with this? Now, there's been some interesting low-pressure systems swirling around the country, but I usually see these flood videos, and I'm like, what?
Well, this flood was a week ago, so this was before the low-pressure system came through. So,
but they're all called, like, flash floods. It's like, it must have been thunderstorms or something.
Yeah, so go ahead and read that ABC article
in
there. Richmond, Virginia. So this is on...
I'm on NBC.
This is on interstates that I have definitely driven on when I visited Cole a few months ago. So this is a little interesting to see. So,
Hi, Cole. Bye, Cole. Just saying. If you're on here watching.
We'll come back
all right,
in a
so this is major flooding on Interstate 95, which caused traffic to be diverted due to flooding. The police said several vehicles were stranded. All lanes have since reopened. So the last thing you expect on an interstate is to see, like, water. Boy, there's a video on this feed of water rushing over the center cement median. Like, it's up to the top of the center median on one side of the highway, and it starts gushing over that cement median. Just uncanny how much water that is. Let's see. Viewer videos show the water spilling. Wow. They call it the Jersey Wall. Richmond crews helped get one person out of a car on Cumberland Street. They also helped a person from a pickup that got stuck on the main tracks, like train tracks at Brook Road. And then they finally stopped traffic as they worked to get trucks off the road.
Gotcha. So I just want to see if I drove on this. So is Brick Road and I-95?
Brick Road. I'm scrolling back up to find it here. This is on Belvedere. Belvidere. Belvedere. I-95 at Belvedere caused traffic.
That's an actual town. I-95 is over here.
But it's also on the MM77 exit.
I-95. Nah.
Cumberland Street. Did you mention Cumberland Street?
Cumberland.
South Harrison.
Come on, Google Maps. Cumberland.
Well, that's just where they did one truck.
Oh, okay, so that makes sense. It's right there along the James River. So...
James River.
So a lot of water is probably running down into that area already. Okay, so I gotta pull up my Google Maps timeline and see if I can find it and see if I went through this area as well. Load your timeline.
A cafe owner, Josh Ruger, said that it's the worst flooding he's seen in 10 years. He said he had to temporarily close his business so he could pump water outside of his store.
Goodness.
The whole place had inches of water in it. The water was about up to here, he said in his interview, about 24 inches. We keep sandbags here, but it happened so quickly we weren't able to get them out. So they obviously have flooding quite regularly if you keep sandbags. I don't keep sandbags at my house, just in case. But yeah, if you're in a floodplain, I guess that's what you do, huh?
All right, so the timeline isn't super specific here. So, because the data was pulled up a little bit differently. But yeah, so here's I-95 here. So it kind of jumps over there because, you know, my phone's not going to send that much data to Google as much as they would love it to. But, so yeah, I definitely was on I-95 back on July 21st. So yeah, there was a flood there.
That's, yeah. Mm-hmm. I don't... okay, I've been on the interstate once when it started to flood. We were coming back from a ski trip. No, we were climbing a mountain, came back, and a whole right lane was totally full of water. And you're like, whoops, I'm not going to be in that lane. And by moving to the left lane, you could get out of the water. But I can't imagine seeing the water come over the median. And all those cars driving through water as tall as the median.
It's just like, what do you do? Do you stop? Like, how do you know the water's not going to rise higher than your current car? And it's
because if you stop, you're blocking the interstate from then on. So, yeah. Or you just keep driving until you totally get stuck, and then you have to get your car towed, and you have to get airlifted.
Yeah.
I would assume in that kind of flood, you could just get out of your car and walk. But
gotcha.
You wouldn't have to just get on top of your car and sit on it and wait to be helped. But I could be wrong. There could be currents.
Yeah, so let's go into the flooding that happened in Tuscaloosa. So generally we hear about this city and their tornadoes, but
yeah, people inside Alabama Express felt like they were in an aquarium as they watched water rise outside a business Saturday. They spent all day Monday cleaning up and drying out. Some, which usually means a flash flood again. Some of the worst flooding in Tuscaloosa happened on the Strip near the University of Alabama campus. Now, that'd be an exciting college campus day. Rooms in several buildings on campus got water inside them. Fans were running and signs were posted to be careful of wet floors. Flash flooding also affected parts of Tuscaloosa north of the Black Warrior River, with two massive sinkholes formed near the Afflink place off Rice.
Yeah, I tried to find photos of that, but
road, right? I want to see sinkholes.
Which university
Mayor
was
Walt
it?
Maddox, the Alabama
University of Alabama.
It's called the Strip. It happened on the Strip near the University of Alabama campus. Mayor Walt Maddox called the rainfall that caused several problems historic. You had some places on our rain gauges that got 2 inches of rain. Others got 5 inches of rain. That sounds like Colorado snowstorms. Jones believes part of the city are growing too fast for the infrastructure and drainage needed to stop flooding from like Saturdays happened anyway. He said the city's drainage was not built to handle the amount of rainfall it experienced recently. I'd hate to mislead people and say you can build infrastructure to take on 500-year flood event. You can't. There's no way. It happens every 500 years. He said the city's rainfall is 17 inches above normal this year. Our normal rainfall in Colorado is 17 inches of rain for the whole year.
Yeah,
I mean,
we're a little bit
they're
drier.
above normal. They're above normal, so that could be for the whole year, too. On Saturday, some parts of the city registered 5 inches of rain. 5 inches in an hour and a half. Yeah, that would cause flash flooding. 5 inches of rain in an hour and a half.
Yep, that's some nasty stuff down there. I'm sure glad that we haven't had to deal with that.
I assume that means you can't even drive because your windshield wiper's going so fast. On Saturday, some parts of the city... Oh, I already read that. 5.5 inches of rain in a half hour. It's very adequate. It's adequate to meet up to the 25 to 100 year standard of flooding. The problem that you run into in the last couple of months is we've had above normal amounts on top of having this kind of flash flood event. He confirmed the city is monitoring the drainage system and keeps it clear of debris since there's a chance of more rain. Now, the few times I've seen flooded roads here, it is because there are like sewers and all that get clogged with debris. Like one flooded road I went through, as I was going through, someone was actually there cleaning out the drains, and within an hour it was clear again. It wasn't a flooded intersection. So, wow. Lots of rain. Sorry, Tuscaloosa. I know it's usually tornadoes. And now it is. Oh, do you have the William O'Neill video there? That was a link that popped up at the end of this article.
Yep, that was... Yeah, I was showing it.
You already showed it.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
All right, and that's the end of the Tuscaloosa story.
Right, so there was another one that you just shared to me, was it this morning? Flooding in Indiana as well.
Indiana. I want to sing Gary.
Yeah, so I didn't have time to find an actual, like, local news outlet that covered this. So I'm just on AccuWeather. The national news services don't go into as much detail about it here. So let's...
Yeah, it was footage of a school, right? Flooding inside a school. I'm trying to find the link I sent you.
Ooh, this is not the right one. Windy fire turns sky orange in California.
I sent you lots of links today. It's right above that.
Okay.
Flash flood gushes through an Indiana school. Yeah, I didn't find any articles. Newly released footage shows floodwaters racing through northeast.
Oh, wow.
Oh, boy, I can't pronounce this Indiana. Dubois. It's like the capital, isn't it? Dubois Intermediate School.
Oh, goodness. That is insane.
Oh, you're not sharing screen.
Shoot.
I know. I was like, you're reacting, but I can't see.
I need a fourth monitor. Okay. Here we go. So, this is insane. Like, look how high the floods get. And they just slowly rise. There goes the dumpster. 16x speed.
Football field.
That was great.
And
security cameras really show just the sheer scale of what the...
Okay, this is impressive. Watch the water come through the doors. And then over on the left, there's like a mail hole or something. The water's gushing in the mail hole. And then it just fills everything up. And this just explodes.
Yes, that one was very appropriate. Not time-lapse. Oh, that is nasty. So, I wonder if this was... Yeah, I just didn't have time to look through it to see the extent of all... Was that bed? It's just stuff just floats on by. Like it's nothing. I don't think I posted the link for you guys yet. If you want to check it out.
Call it... oh, nope, that was not... So this was actually... we must have missed it, because it was actually August 31st that it came about, and this was just newly released footage about it. So... the school said the kitchen was flooded. It caused one of our walk-in freezers to rise up, and smash the sprinkler head. The sprinkler turned on, causing more water damage throughout the school. The gym cafeteria also took several took on several damages. So this was. It just said we're virtual till September 7th. So this was August 31st. The lower part of the building, we just had no idea. He said it was going to be a while. We estimate 11 feet of water in the basement of the building. So some of those where the water's gushing, that was actually a basement.
Mm-hmm.
Members of the community, such as the people of One More Bar and Grill, offered those workers free cheeseburgers as they helped to clean up.
I want a cheeseburger. Let's go help clean up school.
So thanks to COVID, all the students just moved to online learning while they clean up.
It's just a really small town here.
Couldn't have done that earlier. Dubois?
Dubois?
I don't think you pronounced that.
I don't see a creek. Oh, wait. Is that it? There it is. So if that reached all the way up there, I mean, it's possible. Okay, this is in kind of a valley here, so it's possible that... Is this one? Oh, yeah, that looks... Yes, yeah, so it looks like it was this creek that overflowed. I'm trying to figure out where it goes under the road.
It does sound like it happens often. I'm finding articles from a flood in 2013 and another one in 2014. So that creek must flood quite a bit, because...
Yeah, I'm not sure where it goes once it hits that road. Is this the other side of it?
Okay, oh, no. And then when Hurricane Gordon went through, it also flooded it in 2018. So it's a regular thing. Please ignore
it must
the
go.
motorcycle
Oh,
roaring.
okay. It goes into these trees. I see.
Little tiny creek.
Wonder if it's supposed to go under the school, or yeah.
That's weird. Sorry, your little creek became a raging river, but impressive video. What really impressed me about that was that the cameras were at the very top of the wall. So they said 11 feet in the basement. It's like the water just kept rising all the way up to the camera at one point. Going and going and going.
All right.
Well,
so how about
meteor.
we tackle our last topic of the day, the Virginia meteor.
Hey, if I hear a big boom in the middle of the night, I'm gonna freak out. Just saying. I immediately think it's the military down the street practicing something.
So before you start reading that, let me play it so that way we can. Whoop, no,
unlimited with 5G.
Nope.
That's okay. You're not screen sharing anyway.
Yes,
so.
yeah. I know this time. So, but this boom. So this is really interesting, and we can probably pick it apart a little bit here about what it sounds like. Hopefully, let me make sure that it actually is playing. That
I'm not sure I can hear
don't have audio. I have it muted. Unmute site. And... Okay, there we go. Thunk, thunk, thunk.
I can't hear it, so hopefully they can
hear that. Yeah, sorry, I'm not sending it to you as well. Though, I mean, you can go to the article yourself and listen to it. So, we've got that loud boom. It's pretty basic. So, let's look up a rocket sonic boom and see what that sounds like. Sonic boom compilation. Yeah, we'll try this one here.
Woo! Good night, Julie.
Come on.
Julian's saying good night for the night.
Good night, Julie.
To bed.
Well,
a couple of you have to go to bed.
Yeah.
Oh, darn it. I wish I had this queued up better.
That's okay. While you're queuing it up, Eugene says, "Hi, Pi. I live in Ohio. I had a funnel go right over my house. Gladly, it did not touch down.
Yeah.
It was a scary night. That was a few months ago," he said, in Ohio. We have another sibling who lives in Ohio.
There it is. So, pop.
Hey. Whoa.
There we go. So if you guys want to listen for that yourself, in case my audio isn't that great, there it is. So that's very characteristic of a sonic boom, is that pop. And so there may be some echoing going along in this one too.
Oops.
Okay. So, it may all just be echoes, come to think of it, but it may be a sonic boom. We'd have to really have clearer audio so we can tell if it is you.
That's Really weird looking, like a Falcon 9 sonic boom, and it's just a fireball. I haven't heard it. I'm watching the video as you were talking about it, but oh, there it goes. I was like, it just looks like a fireball floating in the sky.
Well, it's at night. It's landing.
The sonic boom, though. Interesting.
And so, anyway, go ahead and keep reading that article while I pull up the next thing.
Right, so residents at the... I needed to learn phonics better as a kid. I learned to sight read and not do phonics. Shenandoah Valley. Shenandoah. No, I know this. Near the Blue Ridge reported a loud boom Friday morning just before 10:30 a.m., but many at first thought it could have been an earthquake. We learned that it was most likely caused by a fireball, meteor, or a bolide. Bolide? I've never heard it referred to that. Which broke apart as it entered the Earth's atmosphere. While most of the area was cloudy throughout the day, there was a report submitted by the amsometeors.org that 3 linemen near the front royal witnessed a blue streak across the sky and followed by a distant boom. There were also many that reported the sound on the doorbell cameras. I guess that's one reason to get a doorbell camera.
Yeah, I'm trying to get her to get, like, I did get one security camera.
Currently have one. Yes, I have 5 security cameras, just not a doorbell one. The doorbell cameras are the thing to catch it, such as the one below in Woodstock, Virginia, which I don't have it below here, but the weather satellite used to capture and display lightning also detected the event as it was seen on the satellite imagery. Meteor possibly detected by the geostationary lightning mapper.
I think it's conclusive. Here,
East satellite.
So you can see here, I've got the lightning overlay. It's somewhere in here having to do with lightning. I forget which one it was.
Right.
But so you can see lots of storms down here on the 17th. So this was on Friday. So we got lots of lightning going on down there from all these cumulus and anvils appearing. And so up here in West Virginia, though, it's just basically cloudy. There's not really any anvils like you can see going on over here, which this produces lightning. And so, but if we go over here to West Virginia, zoom in a bit, and we start clicking through it, and dink! Right there, right in the middle of just basic cloud cover.
Cool.
So, and this is the only one that's like isolated, and so there's not like any other strikes or anything. And I mean, the doorbell camera didn't even show like that it was raining or anything. So, yep. So we got one nice little blip there as we've got all of this other lightning triggers and stuff here. So this is really cool. I'm definitely gonna have to look at these more often and see how that goes. So as promised earlier on, I'm gonna try to find my dash cam video of Amber originally sent me. Oh, go ahead and tell me your side of the story while I look for it. When you sent me that picture of when you looked at the
boy. I wonder if I can find that picture too. So I was walking out of work, and I don't know if I looked up. The sun was setting, and if I talked to someone, a coworker leaving with me, and I was like, "That's a weird looking cloud," and it was a perfect zigzag in the sky, and it was interesting and symmetric enough. I had to take a picture, and I sent it to Pi, and it was like, this is the weirdest jet trail I've ever seen. I assumed an airplane went through and the shear was just causing the jet trail to zigzag. And right away, Pi was like, "Nuh-uh. When'd you see this? How long ago was this?"
I was like, that just...
freaking out.
Yeah.
Like, you immediately recognized it.
No, I was skeptical about it. It wasn't until you also showed me news reports about it as well.
You were way more, you knew what it could have been, though, and I had no clue. You're like, that looks like something went rocketing through the atmosphere. And then later that night, we started seeing reports right away. Like, I probably could have heard a sonic boom if I were outside a few minutes earlier. It's just beautifully above Pikes Peak, this little zigzag. And then if you Google it, and you see like a trail from a meteor during the day, it's actually going through the different layers of the atmosphere that cause it to do that zigzag pattern. So anyway, you have us fancy schmancy dash
I was thinking, I was like, no, my car was facing north-south. If it was west, I'm like, wait, what time did it happen at? I was at such and such's house when there was, at the time, and my car would have been facing east-west. So I went through my dash cam video here, and so you'll have to bear with me as I figure out which file it was. So I'm just chilling here, and come on, we want this. Oh, whoopsie, not wrong window. Okay, and so this is where it was facing north-south at Walmart. And so, but eventually I start driving, and now I'm facing the west.
West, yeah.
Yeah, so
that's the mountains.
Pikes Peak is over here to the right. So I'm not sure. This, I think, is the moon up here, and
it's not Venus. It's hard to tell.
That might be Venus. The branches are kind of covering.
It's a little
up some
bright.
of it. Let's see. Let's go to date.
Or Jupiter. Have you looked up in the sky lately and seen how bright Jupiter is?
Jupiter?
It's like, bam, right over the top of us.
Ooh, is this the one? I think it recorded because it detected a car driving by. And
Red Dog says hello from Austin, Texas, as you look for it.
Hi, Red Dog. Come on. It's around here somewhere.
Recorder.
Nope.
Bowie made fun of how I pronounced the town. I'm so sorry. I need to do a better job at learning how to pronounce towns. I wish you could record a pronunciation for me and send it.
Oh, there it is! Did you see it? Here it is.
I just missed it. Is it on the screen?
Right there. Just
it even sets behind the mountains.
Yeah, so keep in mind that this is a wide angle lens. So anything that appears is going to appear smaller than what you would expect.
It's super impressive, though. Like, I mean, it is the moon, I think, now that I see it a little closer. And you can't miss that.
Yeah, so for the moon perspective, let me zoom in to see if I can give you guys a better perspective of basically what our focal length sees here. So let's get the moon to a proper size. Even then, it's still kind of small. Okay, this is.
At least you can tell it's a moon now and not a planet.
There we go. So it's horribly compressed. One of these days, I'll be able to afford a 4K dash cam. So, and okay, so this is probably closer to what. This is the scale of what your eyes would see. Just a nice bright fireball there.
So every time it explodes, it's hitting a different layer, and that if it were to keep going, you'd probably see it start to turn into the zigzag trail that it left behind that I saw later. The funny thing is, I remember it being a lot lighter. I don't remember.
Oh, well, I mean, it's a dash cam. The low light's awful in this thing, even though I bought this camera specifically because of its low light.
I mean, it does a good job. But I still am like, if I had left 5 minutes earlier, of course, I could have been in my car and totally missed it. Or, if I were 5 minutes earlier, I don't think I would have noticed it. I would have been driving south and not looking west. So.
You posted the image to your Facebook, right? This was back February 2nd, 2019. So it was a while ago. Here it is. I found it. So.
Did you really?
Yep.
It was only 2019?
Yeah, so 2.5 years ago. That's when it was. So there's Pikes Peak. She was way farther north than I was, so she got Pikes Peak in the view. And so
it just sat there behind the mountains. Now, if I remember, didn't the local news take interest in your dash cam footage?
I think so.
They interviewed you. You had to go over to the station.
Did I really?
About the fire. Oh yeah, they were super impressed. You got it on.
Oh goodness, I don't know how I'm gonna find that, and I don't know.
That's for next week if we can find it. But I'm pretty sure it was the rush. We were both had commitments that night. You're like, the news wants to talk to me before 10 o'clock. I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right, because we met up at the gym, which is also why my hair is a little bit shiny. I just got back from swimming, so.
Well, it's better than sweating. Sorry. Big sis couldn't resist it. Anyway, Wyoming fireball. So that it was as far people could cite it across 3 major states: New Mexico, Colorado, and Wyoming. That's what your article says there, anyway.
Ah, right. Yeah, so that was a bit fun.
That's just impressive.
Anyway.
It's impressive that we could see a fireball that our family in Montana could potentially see. It doesn't say it reached Montana, but that's just impressive to me.
All right, so to finish up the live stream, I've been working on some time lapses for my own time-lapse film. So here's some ones from 2019. This one is actually not too far. This one was just north of, this was like near Castle Rock, just north of Colorado Springs, maybe like a half-hour drive. So let's see if it can play it. It's 6.5K. Oh, it's stuttering. It was played smoothly for me earlier, but
it looks like it's like oh, there you go.
So you can make out a wall cloud back there. There's a nice cut into this storm.
Gorgeous.
Although this is kind of embarrassing near the end here. You can see a little shifty character go off here into the distance and disappear, and then and eventually come back. Man, these are even rendered too.
Hey, at least it came back.
Came back. I was off doing my duty, and then I realized, shoot, I was right in the time lapse. I totally went off and peed over there. Oh man!
I thought you were talking about your drone. There. It froze for me, so I was envisioning your drone, not a pie peed in the bush. But okay.
Here's another one from later that day. Man, I really wish this could play my, even though this is rendered. So, eventually when this is exported and YouTube does its magic, one of these days, it's probably also struggling because I'm live streaming a bit here, so...
You purposely blurred that, didn't you?
Blurred what? There's nothing blurry about this! That's a brain drop!
It looks like you blurred yourself having some privacy.
This is a different shot!
I'm still
here's
back
another
on
one. So this one actually came down. So here's Colorado Springs, or Falcon, that we were watching this over here. And this actually finally triggered a tornado warning right over the church I go to. So though the base was pretty high, so it's not, it wasn't looking all that threatening to me, but on the radar, definitely did. It was definitely trying to punch a clear slot into the storm, so I'll be able to add that to my time-lapse film. So speaking of time-lapse films, if you guys haven't seen Mike Oblinski's time-lapse film, Vorticy for I don't know what you've been doing.
You're supposed to show that to me.
I tried to show it to you, but
at midnight on a work night, I was like, I gotta get mad. I still gotta watch that, but sorry, I'll watch it soon.
The following
by the way,
several
Nick,
sequences and imagery and sustained flashing lights may affect those who are susceptible to photoreceptive epilepsy or who have other photosensitivities. So yes, guys, after you're done watching this, go watch this time-lapse film. Absolutely beautiful. From I'm pretty sure this is just from this last year too. There was so much to time-lapse this year. And so, of course, we got the Lubbock sucker there, and any others that I recognize.
You're Lubbock.
Lubbock. Oh, this was,
by the way,
this was the day before,
Nick,
on a 2% day, and I was stuck chasing landspouts that I totally missed up in Colorado when this beauty was up there.
Nick Gorman says, I saw you chasing in Texas on April 27th. Or any of these from April 27th. He said I was shy. And couldn't.
If you ever see me,
hi.
if you ever see me, and like say I'm not like driving away from you, for example, come up and say hi. I totally love to talk to people that have recognized me, especially since it's not really hard to find a Prius out on the.
Here's a part about Pi. He's an extrovert, loves people. I'll go
Here's another
lock
one.
myself in my
This
bedroom
tornado.
for a
This is
while.
also the 2% day, also near Lubbock, just the day before. So he has a lot of great time lapses, and so just after watching this, I just feel like, oh, was it even worth it to do all the time lapses this year? So, but I'm sure.
Pi does go
Gotta
through
start
all
some-
the processes of what do you call it? The process of regret of being out here, and then depression of not getting anything, and then the next day is full excitement because I got what I came out here
Yeah,
for.
I
It's
definitely
just all
need to
the
start posting more videos so that
emotional
way
waves.
I could start doing this full time, because I would just love, because our younger sister lives out in Missouri, near the Arkansas border, and so
Yes,
that would
there's
be
lots of
great
us.
to, like, I would definitely storm chase more in Dixie Alley if I just stayed out there for, say, the month of, like, half of March and April, and because I would chase out there. It's definitely not as easy, but it's, I mean, if I'm closer, that's not a big deal, so who knows.
Well, we should end showing the volcano again. Like, if you haven't listened to the volcano yet, man, like I just put it on and it's like a screensaver. I'm doing my work today and just, whoa, just these. I'm terrible at sound effects, but these massive.
There it is. Just still towering up into the air.
And it's constant. When I first turned it on this afternoon, there's a thick cloud, so you couldn't see anything but a little bit of glitter hitting the side of the mountains. And then the cloud cleared to this mountain, and yeah, this is what you could go to bed listening to tonight.
That'll be fun. I tried
it's
looking
on
for a live stream yesterday, but
TV Canaries. TV Canaries.
Huh?
So it's like the Canary Islands. Well, it's there up on the video. It's the television station.
well, that's probably also in Spanish as well.
I first read it TV Canada, and I was like, what? No, it's Canaries.
Mm-hmm.
Canada. But
Alrighty, well, I
mesmerized.
think it is time to wrap up the show. Thank you all so much for watching, and so we should be, what do you think? You want to start doing this on Thursdays? Like, do
hey,
Thursdays still work for you?
it is fall now, so my garden is almost done. I do need to can peaches and make applesauce and freeze apples for pies this weekend. But all that to say, now that gardening is behind me, I have a few more evenings that are available. I'm not just freezing green beans and broccoli and candies, making pickles in the evening. So if you're wondering what we do on the side, yeah, maybe I'll show you some real pie
Whoa.
for SkyPi. All right.
Alright, thanks for
Have a good night,
watching,
everyone.
guys. See ya!